everybody, we are going to be talking about Chefchaouen, Morocco today. So let's just jump right into it. So in the whole entire Morocco, this is like the golden prize for travelers in regards to traveling to Morocco. If you are one of those travel nuts, you have heard about the Blue City. It's a big deal in the travel world. Everybody wants to go. It is so coveted. That's like a bing bing, like the Mario where you're collecting the coins. That is one of the coins right there. I was in Fez and I decided to do a day trip to Chefchaouen. So I booked a group tour and it's about a 4-hour drive from Fez to Chefchaouen, but of course you stop along the way for your bathroom breaks, your snacks and different things like that. Tea is big over there. It's huge and I love it. I love the mint tea that they serve everywhere you go. So on our drive towards Chefchaouen, there was an overcast, but I loved it because that's my type of weather. And we were driving to get to the mountains and I remember just being so content in that moment. Our driver, who was just hilarious, he played my favorite Bryan Adams song, which is Please Forgive Me, which I love. And I remember it was raining and my favorite Bryan Adams song is playing. I am in North Africa, in Morocco, driving towards the mountains. Like, bruh. I was just so happy in that moment. Man, listen, I was just so content. So anyway, so we drove toward the Rif Mountains. It was really cloudy that day, but I can honestly say that although it was an overcast, it didn't take away from the beauty of the Blue City. So we drove into it, you just see it, you know, and you're like, oh yes, Instagram was right. You're like, this is it. This is what Instagram said it would be. You know, when you're going to this place, you're like, okay, let me check, make sure this is charged, the portable batteries are charged, because I needed a backup for my portable battery. So make sure everything is completely charged. Everybody in our bus is just so excited that you're already here. Everybody's taking pictures. You see the flashes and everything. I know a lot of times it's like, girl, you haven't gotten used to this traveling thing yet. No, I have not lost that enthusiasm for travel. I have not. Every new city that I go to, it's a wonder. It's this excitement. So we meet our guide. And so he gave us a quick tour he gave us a quick history lesson. He walked us around a little bit. And like I said, it's a real small little town and right at the base of the mountains. And it is completely blue. All of the buildings are painted blue. Some of the doors are painted green. From what I understand, there's two theories on why it's painted that color. The first being that they painted it blue so that they can ward off mosquitoes. The second being that they wanted to be closer to heaven, thus the reason blue. After that, he gave us time to walk around. I broke off from the group and I just started meandering about. There's a stairway and there's some colorful plant holders on the walls. And that is one of the most famous shots. And so when you're passing that particular area, like everybody's just clustered right in front of it trying to recapture that particular photo that they've seen online. So you know where all the hot photo spots are because you just see this cluster of people. And you go to look to see what's going on here and it's nothing. It's just people taking photos. They're like, I found the spot. I found the spot, the famous spot. So yeah, it was really beautiful. It's a gorgeous city and the history behind just everything. Originally, they painted all the doors green and there was a lot of green. The whole city wasn't green, but the doors were green because it represents Islam. So a lot of the doors were green. And then they decided to change it about, 100 years ago, I think it was. Then they started painting it blue. So yeah, I got my hand hennaed for the very first time. I got henna on my hand and I loved it. It was so cute. I'm sorry. As much as I'm always like, oh, there's so many tourists, I do a lot of touristy things. I do. And I was super excited about that. I wish that it lasted. I'm not gonna get a tattoo. I don't want a tattoo, but that is the closest I'm probably ever gonna get to a tattoo. So it was pretty cool. Yeah. And that was it, man. That's Chef Shawan. So when you are going, one thing I can tell you, like I said, I booked a group tour and we left super early. It took us 4 hours to get from Fez. And we arrived at about 11 a.m. After like 1 o'clock, the tourists come out in droves, like they just descend. I walked out of the restaurant and I was like, where did all these people come from? You know, so you want to try to go early when you're going to Chefchaouen. And that's about it. The number one thing is actually going there and seeing the town and taking it in and just crossing the Blue City, the Pearl of Morocco, off of your bucket list. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will be uploading twice a week on YouTube and once a week on Facebook. So see you guys next week. Bye.